theatre spaces have historically been white spaces, and we need to encourage black audiences. This is 2 nights only. Nights only. Nick, let me finish. A play about slavery.
Narinder Kaur, who is a broadcaster and social commentator, join me now to discuss it. What do you imagine, I'm going to call it what they call it, a blackout night would achieve? Good morning.
Good morning, Nick. Thank you for having me on. I think the first thing to say is that I really do feel, I mean, I know you said this at the beginning when you started this, that, for fear of sensationalising this, this is stoking culture wars nonsense from mainstream media. This is not negative segregation. And the second point to say is non-blacks aren't actually banned. This is just... we need to encourage, the playwright Jeremy O'Harris has said repeatedly, we need to encourage theatre spaces for black audiences and even working class audiences, because these spaces have been taken up by white middle class audiences who historically have been racist.
I'm sorry, you can't say that an audience is racist, Narinder.
Historically.
How can you say that 2,500 people in the London Palladium are racists?
Historically, white audiences have been known for their racism.
So
and that's something we have to...
Narinder, tell me how they have been known for their racism.
Historically, I mean, Nick, I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about the history of racism, because I'm sure you can find out, you can think of your own...
I'm sorry, Narinder, I have to represent all of my listeners and why it's important to explore what this might achieve. And that was actually my first question. I'll have a lot of people who go to the theatre on a regular basis. They'll be a little offended. You're suggesting that they will have perpetuating some racist trope by going to the theatre.
I said that theatre spaces have historically been white spaces, and we need to encourage black audiences. This is 2 nights only. Nights only. Nick, let me finish. A play about slavery. A play about slavery where black audiences, they respectfully asked for just 2 nights where they can sit in a theatre without white gaze. And I'm sure you know what white gaze is.
No.
Well, white gaze is a popular
Can I just finish the historical thing? Is this like 50 years ago? And then we'll come on to white gaze. Is this historically 50 years, 100 years? How far back? Last year, how far back are we going?
For white people's racism? I mean, goodness, Nick. Please, hundreds of years. And this is a play about slavery. This is a play about slavery. This is their shared experiences.
What is white gaze? What is white gaze?
So white gaze is where black or brown people are in spaces, and these spaces exist all over the UK. There's pockets where, even at work, if I go to work and I'm the only brown person, I have to behave in a certain way, all for fear of the white gaze. Now, this play, it's not, look, I will repeat this isn't negative segregation. What I'm seeing is white people all of a sudden on their bandwagon, this is racism, this is segregation. You are actually missing the entire point. It is not negative segregation. It's about shared experiences. And it's about encouraging black audiences to have access.
Narinder, you wouldn't expect the audience of Les Miserables to solely comprise relatives of people caught up in the French Revolution, would you?
Well, actually, there is another blackout play with schoolgirls that's going on in the theatre, but no one's batted an eyelid about the blackout for schoolgirls.
Would you respond to my question, though? Do you not think it's very limiting? Surely it's far healthier for black people to sit with white people, to sit with mixed race people, to enjoy the theatrical experience.
Well, they do. You get another 30, 60 nights to have a normal, mixed night. They're asking for 2 nights. And what I found astounding, Nick, and I'm actually surprised you don't understand this, I'm very surprised at how... I'm a brown person. I understand why black people want only 2 nights. I'm very understanding. I'm not go for it. I'm here for it. I stand by them. They need just 2 nights. Why can't you understand it, Nick?
Possibly because I'm white person, and that's why I'm turning to you, and I'm saying, what will be different about the theatrical experience on, say, the 17th of July, which is, to use their language, a blackout night, as opposed to what it would be like on the 16th of July? What will the experience? How will the experience differ?
Well, I'll tell you how it will differ. I'll turn that on its head. For example, if there's a play about male violence and women who have been victims of male violence want just a night at the theatre about a play about their experiences without the fear of men sitting around them and them feeling unsafe.
Sorry,
That's
are you
how
fearful,
it feels
then?
for black people. Well, black people who have may feel triggered about a play about slavery, and if they're surrounded by an audience of white people, they may not feel comfortable. And I'm really surprised people can't understand that, because I feel it's basic human nature. I will give you a space, and they're not asking for much. Two nights, and you can't even understand that.
How would you react if a production was to be put on and there were white nights only?
Well, I'd say that because the UK is institutionally racist, and report after report has shown that, I'd say that would be I'd say if it was a white-only night, it may, I'll stress that point, may look like that is negative segregation and racism.
So if that's negative, why? If a white night is negative, Narinder, how can a black night be positive?
Because it's a play about their shared experiences of their history of racism and how they felt.
Well, if it's a play about King Henry VIII and his wives,
yes,
all of whom were white, and I said I'm going to have 2 white nights in the run where only white people can come, that would be outrageous.
No, because you've got no point there at all, Nick, and I'll tell you why you've got no point there. Because Henry VIII having 8 wives and they were all white. What was the pain to you? Did you suffer institutional racism as a result of that?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
No, I did. My father was my late father was a Catholic, and it was the end of the Catholic Church, and we created the Church of England, and all the Catholic churches were stolen.
But black people didn't cause that to you,
so
did they? But black people didn't cause you that. No, but he's white, so that's your own problem. But black people didn't cause you that pain.